Fox 21 Local News is proud to present Let's Talk Mental Health Awareness and Care, sponsored by Overcomers Counseling and Great Moves Physical Therapy.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us for a Fox 21 primetime panel, Let's Talk Mental Health Awareness and Care. I am Justin. Just last year, 49,000 people in Colorado Springs and Pueblo said they struggle with mental health, according to Marshall Marketing. During tonight's panel, we'll not only supply you with resources to overcome some of life's challenges, you'll also learn about some local businesses and practices with the expertise to help you become your best. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and there's no age limit on discrimination against those who come across mental health challenges. On your screen right now, you can see some examples that your mental health is indeed part of your overall health. In fact, millions of Americans are affected quite often, but like mentioned before, the key is to know when you need help. Tonight, the conversation begins with Jackie Corey Richardson, owner and physical therapist at Great Moves Physical Therapy. She's here to explain how the body and mind are connected and why incorporating some type of exercise is important for your well-being. Good evening, Jackie.
Good evening.
It is great to have your expertise here, and it's so fitting that you have a physical therapy business with the panoramic views of the Colorado Rockies. How much do you enjoy being out here in Southern Colorado?
Absolutely. The sunshine and the mountains are phenomenal and awesome to be outside.
Yeah, big picture, Great Moves Physical Therapy. What's your mission? What are you all about? Because you're making a tangible impact on the community.
Yeah, our focus is to have a positive impact on everybody that we come in contact with, but our overall culture and mission is really to provide prevention and wellness and help people really age well and be a better version of themselves. So we take people who are already great and make them better. So we offer traditional physical therapy, post-surgical, treat a lot of low back pain, neck pain, shoulder, but in addition to that, we really do a lot of prevention and wellness.
And you're using some innovative forms of technology. How is your team always staying ahead of the curve?
Yes, smart investing and great opportunities.
Wonderful. I'm curious, what is the connection between mind and body? Because it's such a simple question with probably a complex answer.
Yeah, to simplify it, I would say that I've just been reminded lately of our skeletal muscle composes 40% of our body. Skeletal muscle not only stores glucose, but the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse cell of our body, and then there are metabolic processes that take place within the skeletal muscle that are so important to our organs, support our brain, our heart, all of our organs. And so from the age of 30 on, research shows that we're losing skeletal muscle. So now I'm on a mission to educate people on how important it is to increase their protein intake, stay hydrated, and really use exercise to try to build skeletal muscle, because ultimately skeletal muscle supports our brain.
Yeah, diet and exercise. I think that's the big buzzword of this segment right now. How important is exercise when it comes to kind of rejuvenation and the body so you can get in that proper spirit?
Yeah, research shows that exercise releases adrenaline, cortisol, hormones that actually help regulate your emotional well-being, as well as creating. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it really helps your mental wellness, your emotional regulation, and actually the endorphins that are released have been shown to actually relieve pain. So exercise is key. So research also shows that 15 minutes of running, 60 minutes of walking a day can help prevent the risk of depression by 26%.
So you're saying don't be stagnant. Even the littlest forms of exercise can make a tangible impact?
Absolutely. Anything is better than nothing. So the more you can do, even if it's 5 minutes, it's better than doing nothing. Because when we're sedentary, research actually shows that our brain shrinks.
Jackie, the weather is great. I know you offer golf therapy as well. There's some great golf courses out here in Southern Colorado, specifically the Springs. How does golf play a factor in all of this from mentally?
Yeah, I opened the clinic 25 years ago to treat golfers, and golf is such a mental game. So it's nice to be able to offer the newest piece of equipment that has been released, only 25 in the United States.
Whoa.
It's called the Exo Mind. And actually, it's a very 24.5-minute treatment, 2 times a week for 3 weeks, so 6 sessions. Is the same technology that has been out there treating depression, but this company BTL has found a way to put it into a small unit that's very portable. You lie down very comfortable, and a little paddle is placed on your head. It's very comfortable while you're doing it, and it actually is FDA approved to treat depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, as well as binge eating. So people, after 6 sessions, people reported a 4 to 5 pound weight loss.
Oh, how does that make you feel? Knowing you're making an impact in the community, somebody who might need therapy weekly may not even need it at all by the time they see you after a few months.
Absolutely, yeah. And even people like Serena Williams, some of the best athletes, use it and just really say it helps them be the best version of themselves. So I think our brain and our mental well-being is so multifactorial that this just gives us an opportunity to actually directly treat the brain. The other piece of equipment that we have in 4 30-minute sessions increases the skeletal muscle as measured on an MRI by 25%.
Wow.
So now we have a way to kind of give people a super battery charge to different muscle groups as well as treat the mind.
And I think it's important to know all of this is non-invasive.
Exactly.
And that's really important to know.
Pain-free, non-invasive, yes.
And look, you and I were discussing in the lobby a little bit, you can have the greatest forms of technology, which you do, Jackie, but at the end of the day, it's about you and your teammates that really make Great Moves sparkle. Would you agree? And how do you hire such elite professionals? We can see them doing some work we just had on our screen a few minutes ago.
Absolutely. Well, I have a phenomenal team, way better than I am, and everybody, we all bring different gifts to the table, and so it's really nice to just customize a program based on what each person, client, patient needs.
What's that initial dialogue process like? The hardest part's probably just picking up that phone. Would you agree?
Picking up the phone, coming in for a free consult. I usually love doing the consults, sit down with the person and really find out what they need and if we're a good fit. And if not, I have lots of colleagues in town, so I have lots of resources. So if we're not the best fit for them, then I'll find someone who is.
How can we erase that mental health stigma? You know, I think so many people might be afraid to kind of get that initial burst, but I feel like once they see you and your smiling team, I think it can really cure them. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree, and I think it's just really, if you use that, kind of the term being the best version of yourself, there doesn't have to be that mental health stigma. I mean, we all need help with our mental health, just like we do our physical health.
Yeah,
It's just a fact.
You got to teach me how to play some golf as well.
Sure,
all
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
The Broadmoor Senior Open will be here
Right.
next month. It's going to be. I'm sure a lot of the golfers will be coming to you.
Absolutely. So the Broadmoor is one of the main golf clubs that I work with.
Wonderful.
See a lot of their golf members, and so yeah, the Broadmoor is my favorite golf course to play.
All right, what's the phone number? What's the website? How can people get in touch? Because
Yeah.
they need your services because you're making a tangible impact on a lot of people.
Yes, our phone number is 719-477-6870, and our website's greatmovesphysicaltherapy.com, and so there's information on there. And what we're offering, because this is Mental Health Awareness Month, is if you call and you mention this show and you say our tagline, which is getting better every day, you can actually get 9 sessions for the price of 6, and that's good through the end of July.
Getting better every day. I feel better just talking to you, Jackie. I appreciate the time. Don't go too far. We'll bring you back a little bit later in this half-hour
Okay,
special.
great. Thank you.
All right, Jackie and the team at Great Moves Physical Therapy are here to help. If you'd like to learn more about them and their services, call or head to the website on the bottom of your screen. And if you or someone you know needs extra help at any hour of the day, or you just need an unbiased ear to talk to, an important free resource specific to our state is the Colorado Mental Health Line. Just call or text the number 988. You'll have access to support from a trained care specialist. Coming up next, don't let the stigma of mental health therapy keep you from getting the help you need. When we come back, Overcomers Counseling will be here to talk us through some challenges many face when deciding to start their therapy journey. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our primetime panel on mental health for Mental Health Awareness Month. Before the break, we discussed the relationship between body and mind. Now we're with licensed professional counselor Jennifer Lutman, owner of Overcomers Counseling. Our discussion with Jennifer will touch on some of the stigmas around therapy and why you shouldn't let fear keep you from getting the right help that you need. Good evening, Jennifer.
Hi.
Born and raised in Colorado, the pride of UCCS, you've been in the mental health business for quite some time. Then in 2019, that dream certainly became a reality when you opened up your own practice. What is your mission all about?
Yeah, Overcomers is really dedicated and focused to serving clients and meeting the needs that they present to us. We really want to have an eclectic ability for that client that reaches out with depression, anxiety, trauma, that we're going to have the right therapist with the right fit so that the client is going to be able to actually reach their goals and be able to walk out feeling great.
Yeah, and your staff's incredible. You have over 100 teammates that just make people sparkle. But I feel like that initial dialogue is the hardest part, getting somebody to pick up the phone. What are challenges you've noticed with some potential patients kind of initially picking up that phone? Like, how can you kind of give them that boost to make that call?
Yeah, it really takes a lot of courage to make that call. You may be thinking about, I'd really like to make some changes in my life, but that first step is a hard one. Oftentimes people are fearful, right, that they're going to take this journey and it's going to not make changes. I'm going to be the same. So what's the point? Why would I do that? One of the tools that I like to think of in order to kind of push you over that edge and allow you to make that first phone call is to recognize that you want change. Right? You want your life to look better. You may not know how to go about that, but that's what we're here for, right? We're here to help you figure out what are the steps we need to take to get that change that you want in your life. Oftentimes people too are worried about feeling judged, worried about the vulnerability that shows up when I make that call and I meet that therapist. What if they don't like me? Right. What if they judge me? Those are scary things to think about. But really what I would say to clients is we are here to be compassionate, empathetic. We're really great listeners. We're going to hear what you have to say. Your experience will be one that you feel valued and heard and respected by that therapist, and that you can really develop a trusting relationship where you can feel open to start talking about those deeper issues that you might have going on and finding solutions.
For someone who's uncertain about the benefits of therapy, what would you say? I would say just look at your Google reviews because you've got a lot of 5-star reviews.
Yeah, I think that's a normal question. Is this going to work for me? Am I really going to change, right? Change takes time. So clients really have to have the idea that this is not a one and done. I'm not going to show up to therapy and day one I'm going to walk out and feel amazing. It takes time, it takes effort. And I think one of the things that's going to be most productive in making your treatment, your therapy effective is the fact that you come in with some set goals in mind, that you have an idea of what it is that you want to change. That may be behaviors, that may be emotions, that may be my responses, my reactions to things. I want to control how I respond when I'm angry, right? If you have goals and ideas that I'm here and I want to get here, that's really going to help your therapist tailor their work with you so that they can help you achieve that goal.
And how do you hire such great teammates? Because they're so qualified and they're really compassionate too. And I think that's a big buzzword, compassion.
Yeah, absolutely. We really try extremely hard to find those people that are a fit inside of Overcomers and our ideas around what we want clinicians to be like for their therapists. So you're right. Those are clinicians who are friendly, who are outgoing, who make you feel comfortable when you walk in. So we really look for that in our interview process. We also really only hire licensed professionals. Good. So if you come to Overcomers Counseling, you're going to have someone who's had that training, that education, that background. They're going to have expertise in the area that you're looking for. We're going to also really make sure that you're matched with the right therapist, because that's so huge. If I'm coming in and wanting support with my anxiety and I have a therapist who that's not really what they like to work with, we're not going to make the progress that we could if I set myself up with a clinician who really likes to work with anxiety. So the right staff for the right issue is incredibly important for us.
I feel more confident just talking to you this evening here, Jennifer. What about insurance? Because you're very inclusive. You cater to a lot of demographics. Insurance is important.
Insurance is important. It makes it affordable, right? So yes, we accept all major insurance companies, TRICARE, Cigna, Aetna, Blue Cross. We accept Medicaid, which often places don't accept Medicaid, so we're really proud of the fact that we can serve that population. And really being able to have that access to use our insurance allows us to meet the needs of so many people across the state looking for those services.
Look, how can we get rid of that stigma of therapy? So many many people kind of are afraid, but there's so many benefits to it, especially if they come to your warm team.
Yeah, absolutely. There is negative stigma still out there. I think it's improved over the years. However, there is still that stigma that if I go to treatment, there's something wrong with me, right? There's not something wrong with you. You're a normal human who's facing a challenge and a struggle, and that's okay. I think the biggest thing is how we talk about mental health. It's the language that we use, right? When we talk about someone who's crazy or unstable, right? That's really reinforcing that negative stereotype. So instead of using that type of language, we want to use really more neutral language, where it's someone who is managing their anxiety, someone who's going through a really hard time in life, right? We all have those. Life is challenging. Life throws us curveballs all the time. And so how we talk about those is either going to reinforce that negative connotation, or it's going to show that it's okay and it's normal. It's normal to have these things coming up in your lives and needing someone to help walk you through that journey.
And it's got to be so rewarding for you and your teammates to see somebody that needs therapy 4 times a week, then once a week, then once a month, then you don't see them. That's a good thing if they're not seeing you, right?
That is a great thing. I tell all my clients when they come in, I want to work myself out of a job.
It's a good point.
That's really my job, is so that you can leave here with the tools and knowing how to use those the most effective way possible, so you don't need me anymore.
Awesome. This was great. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Yeah. If you'd like to learn more about Overcomers Counseling and all their beneficial services, call or head to the website on the bottom of your screen. If you or someone you know needs extra help at any hour of the day, or you just need an unbiased ear to talk to, an important free resource specific to Colorado is the Colorado Mental Health Line. By calling or texting the number 988, you'll have access to support from a trained care specialist. After the break, we'll have both Great Moves Physical Therapy and Overcomers Counseling here for a recap and final thoughts about this Mental Health Awareness Month discussion. We'll be right back. Before we close out this Fox 21 Primetime Special, we wanted to get some final thoughts from our 2 experts. Jennifer, we'll start with you. What is something you want to leave the viewers with?
Yeah, I think the big takeaway from today is really don't let fear stop you. If you're thinking about asking for help or seeking therapy, do it. Take that first step, be brave, be courageous, pick up that phone, go to our website. You don't even have to talk to someone. You can do it all virtually, and make that appointment. Don't hesitate, just do it.
Jackie, big picture from these past 30 minutes. What do you want viewers to take away?
I just think if you want to feel better and have improved mental clarity, memory, just to be the best version of yourself, it's worth coming in.
How can people get in touch? We'll start with Overcomers Counselor. You mentioned you got virtual assessments as well?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can call and speak with one of our schedulers, 719-345-2424. Someone live will pick up and speak with you, which is really important to us. But you can also just go to our website, www.overcomewithus.com, and you can fill out a form where it tells you what things you want, what you need, who you're looking for. It pairs you immediately with therapists that are available at that time. So really a simple process where you don't have to be on the phone with someone. You can do it virtually.
And Jackie, exercise is important. The weather's really nice outside. How can people get in touch with you and your incredible team?
Absolutely. Just call 719-477-6870 and schedule a consult, and we'll talk about what you need and come up with the best plan.
It's golf season. I might need to get some golf lessons from you too on the side, because you ladies are just the best. I think this discussion was really important. These last 30 minutes, they were really powerful. They were deep, but I think it's going to have a big impact on our viewers. We do appreciate the time. Jennifer and Jackie, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for joining us for this special presentation of Fox 21 News' Let's Talk Mental Health Awareness and Care. If you or someone you know needs extra help at any hour of the day, or you just need an unbiased ear to speak and vent to, well, an important free resource specific to Colorado is the Colorado Mental Health Line. By calling and texting that number, 988, you'll have access to support from a trained care specialist. To learn more about tonight's subject and the other mental health discussions we've had, go to our website, fox21news.com. Have a good evening.